We live in a society that tells us who to be, what to do, and how to behave. And if you don't fit in that box, you don't belong. Well, I say we challenge that because I believe that we were created to be unique individuals with a unique purpose. We all have something different to bring to the table, and we can all learn from each other if we're just willing to take the time to listen. Welcome to the Unavoidable podcast, where true connection happens when we stop avoiding the hard stuff. I'm your host, Caitlin Childs. Pull up a seat and let's see what we can learn from today's guest. Welcome back. Welcome back to the podcast. Welcome. We are talking with my brother Elliott today, my big brother. So we talked to him a little bit last time about some of his strengths. And today we're going to be diving into his weaknesses.
Bum, bum, bum.
I need a button.
Still don't have your button set up yet.
Do you like how I wore a vest to match you?
Matchy.
I did
Got
that
the
on
memo.
purpose. All right, Elliott. What is your biggest weakness?
I have a few. I work too hard.
I knew you were about to say something like that.
I've been known to be too invested in my work.
Uh-huh.
Do you know that reference? So for those of you out there that don't know us, our family talks in movie quotes and TV quotes. A lot of your listeners will understand the reference that I just gave.
Oh, would you like to enlighten me?
It's The Office. It's Michael Scott.
Oh,
That's his biggest weaknesses.
Oh, okay.
He works too hard. He cares too much. He's too invested in his job.
Well.
Anyway, my biggest weaknesses probably go along with my strengths. And what I mean by that is, like we talked last time, I can be a chameleon to match what you need.
Yeah.
But is that really who I am? And that's a big struggle, I guess. And I don't think about it a lot.
Yeah.
Because
it serves you.
I mean, honestly, yes.
Yeah.
But how authentic am I being?
Yeah.
With those people?
That's where I feel like you and I are total opposites.
Why is that?
Because I'm just me.
Yeah.
And whether you like it or not,
Yeah.
And I don't really have that ability to be a chameleon, because if I feel like I'm not being true to myself, then I'm like, I'm going to suffocate, you know? So that is interesting that you should say that, though, because I have noticed that you don't really like morph your whole personality, though.
Right.
Like, you just accommodate people.
Yeah.
And so it's not like if somebody
I don't think I'm changing my entire...
No.
Like, I'm not changing who I am per se, but it is a change.
Like, if somebody says that they love hockey, you're not going to be like, oh, I love hockey too.
Yeah.
Because you're a golf guy.
Yeah.
But you might be like, oh yeah, hockey's kind of like golf, you know?
Yeah.
And find some common ground and work that into the conversation that way.
Or I'm going to ask questions.
True.
About what they like about it and what.
True. Yeah. That's beneficial and helpful. But I'm
giving you a lesson in how to be a chameleon.
I'm taking notes. No, but so along those lines, though, how much do you feel like that's held you back in life by not being able to? Do you feel like you found yourself fully?
Found myself fully.
I mean, that was a really weird way to phrase that.
Loaded.
Do you feel like you have figured out who you are and you know who you are and you just don't show that all the time? Or do you still have some self-discovery to do?
I think I mean, if there is more to discover, then would I know that there is more to discover? Do you get what I'm saying? So to me, yes, I feel like I know who I am or my
Yeah.
identity.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to get at here.
Do you feel like that's held you back in any way then?
Probably with some of the friendships, like we talked last time,
Yeah.
in having true, deep, meaningful friendships, because it is, surface level stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have tried, especially in the past few years, to have more meaningful and deeper friendships, but I don't know that they've always materialized.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I have tried and other people haven't been at the same place.
Yeah.
So it kind of puts you
So
off from trying again.
you
Does that
only
make
know
sense?
how to accommodate people and get people, hooked to a certain level.
Right.
And then it just doesn't go any deeper than
Right.
that. So has that held you back from finding true community?
To an extent.
Yeah. All right. So we know that one of your weaknesses is tied to your strengths.
Yeah.
However, I have another weakness I'd like to point out.
I have another weakness that you can point out.
Lack of confrontation, avoidance of any kind of conflict whatsoever.
That it's also tied back to being a people pleaser. We're going to use that word.
Yeah.
Y'all know what we're talking about.
There's a mosquito.
What are you doing?
There was a mosquito, and I just let it go again.
Fighting evil spirits in here. Yes, confrontation. That's the thing that probably scares me the most.
Yeah. Why?
Because I don't like it. I don't like to rock the boat.
Yeah.
So if I could, everybody would be happy all the time.
But
and if I can make you happy by not making you mad, let's go with that route.
But to the point, just for the audience sake, this is to the point where if I have texted Elliott and I'm like, what do you want for dinner? He will take 3 to 5 business days to get back to me sometime.
Not an accurate statement.
Okay. You tell yourself that. He to the point where I almost feel ignored sometimes because you just won't say anything because you're afraid that you don't want to say something that's going to irritate me. Or
I think we need to work on that with you.
Is that accurate?
I mean, I feel like that example is a stretch.
Okay.
Now, are there other things? Yes, probably so. But yes, that is, I do not like confrontation. I do not want, I would rather ignore it for 3 to 5 business days.
See if it blows over.
Hope it goes away. And if it does, great. Let's just go back to being happy. And this has been a real detriment in our marriage.
Yeah.
It's something that we constantly deal with.
Yeah.
Because I am the way that I am.
Why are you the way that you are?
Let's see how many Office references we can get into this episode. Yeah, so that's it's a struggle for real.
Yeah. It always has been, because even when we were kids, it was like, nope, he didn't want to make anybody mad ever, ever, ever. And the amount of fights you got in, it was like somebody had to push you to your brink before you would crack.
Yeah.
But do you feel like that? I mean, you just said that kind of holds you back.
Yeah, for sure.
Does it hold you back bad enough that you want to do something about it?
Want to?
Yeah.
Yes. Will I?
Also, yes.
Not yet.
Also, yes.
No, I'm saying, will I make that change? Not yet.
To be determined.
Yeah, I guess.
Why?
I don't know. It's when you've been doing something for so long.
Yeah. Oh, it's hard to break out of.
so hard to change.
It is.
That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
But that's the truth, I guess.
Okay. Let me put it to you this way. If you were on a sinking ship
Mm-hmm.
and you knew the ship was sinking,
Mm-hmm.
and you knew that if you jumped overboard, there's potentially that it's a lot of unknown.
Yeah.
It's a lot of unfamiliar territory. There could be sharks in the water,
whales
that like you can't see what's down there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what potential threats are in your future.
Yeah.
But do you just stay on the ship because you
till the last minute?
get
Let everybody else get eaten that jumped in the water first. Then when they're all full, I jump in. There's plenty of room on the door, so we're not going to drown here.
Like how we went with the reference of the sinking ship while talking about our marriage.
Yeah.
We have an audience this time. Elliott, Ashley and Josh are in the room being bystanders, so we're getting a lot of fun looks.
We're gonna get them on the podcast.
Yeah,
have no
we
fear.
need to just do like all four of us.
Yeah,
at one point. But
I mean, yes, I would jump into the water. I mean, that's obvious. That's life and death.
Mm-hmm.
Is me addressing confrontation life and death?
Yes, it is. I would argue that it is because
it's not actually
because it is because it keeps you from thriving. It keeps you from living your best life. And so if you're living a life that's like mediocre, is that a life truly worth living, or do you want to experience the fullness of what's available to you
by arguing with people?
But no,
I'm joking.
Okay, let me tell you what I've learned about confrontation, because that one had to teach me this when we got married.
Let the record show she's pointing at Josh.
I'm pointing at my husband sitting in the corner. He had to teach me when we got married because, well, no, it started when we were dating because I didn't like conflict either because of my lack of human interaction growing up. And so I didn't like upsetting people. I didn't like feeling like I was letting people down. I felt like, oh, this one person that I have, like I have to white knuckle grip this relationship because if I do anything wrong, they might leave and then I'm alone again. And so I would straight up like lie to preserve his feelings and to tell him what I thought he wanted to hear just in case it was going to upset him. And he had to tell me real quick, yeah, that's not how we're going to do things. But what he taught me through that is that your best relationships with people are on the other side of honesty. And it doesn't have to be rude, and it doesn't have to be mean, and it doesn't have to be demeaning, and you don't even have to raise your voice. It just comes from a place of, okay, I think we're on opposite pages right now. How do we get on the same page? And you just have a conversation about that because you're working towards a common goal, which is, I want to be on the same page, even if we're viewing things differently, even if we have different opinions. Like, how do we make it to where, okay, we're headed in the same direction now? Does that make it any more appealing?
Again, yes. But yes, it does. It's very hard.
Oh, I know.
It's very hard to make those kinds of changes. But I think because it's scary.
It is
you've been
scary.
doing it one way for so long.
It is scary.
And a lot of what we've dealt with in our marriages goes back to those same things that you were talking about, where you feel like it's easier to lie to not rock the boat.
Yeah.
But then when the truth is found out, was it easier?
It's like death by 1,000 cuts. Like 1,000 little paper cuts.
Yeah.
You think you're not hurting anything, but then all of a sudden it ends and it's not good.
Yeah.
It doesn't get you anywhere you want to be. So. What?
You want the microphone?
Not yet.
Not yet. It's not your turn yet.
Add?
I'm just gonna say a lie. if you build a relationship on true honesty, it's like playing Jenga. Every time you lie, you pull a block out and put it on the top, and you start building the tops lopsided, and then eventually a lie will tear down the whole entire establishment. But as long as you keep it true and straight, it's always going to be solid until you start building it on lies.
I hope the mics picked that up.
I don't think they did.
Okay. Well,
you want to give a synopsis?
Okay. Basically what Josh just said is if you're lying to your spouse, if you're lying to anyone in any relationship that you're in, it's like playing Jenga and you're taking a block out and setting it on top. And it's in a way removing your foundation and putting more unstable weight on the relationship that you don't need
until it
comes crashing down.
Yeah.
That was a solid analogy.
Very good analogy.
Yay, Joshua.
Bravo, sir.
So, do you feel like you've made any headway on your weaknesses?
On my weaknesses? Still a work in progress.
We all are.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not, the point of this podcast is not to fix you, but to just open your eyes to other opinions and things, viewpoints that you may not have considered.
No, I've considered it.
Just rejected it.
Well,
consider and reject.
I don't know. I feel like things have gotten better.
Yeah.
From the depths that they were at. I got a head nod, thankfully.
Yeah.
But yeah, every day is a different day to work on things.
Yeah. You've made progress. I've noticed progress.
Now it's 1 to 2 business days.
Yeah, we're down to 1 to 2 business days. Congratulations. But did that progress harm you? Or did it
Caitlin,
it make your life better?
Didn't. It did not harm me.
Did it make your life better?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to say you're right, but yes.
I rest my case. The end. Man. Well, I think that's a good stopping point for now. So I think that's a good stopping point for now. We're going to have you on for one more episode. I will not grill you this time. We're going to talk about fun stuff, good stuff. So, are you regretting coming on this podcast?
No. I'm not.
We're working through
things. Fun.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right. Thank y'all for joining us. And I hope you'll come back next time when we talk about community and what ways we can grow together. So join us next time.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's episode and you want to connect further, you can head over to yourfriendcaitlin.com. That's yourfriend, CAITLIN.com. There you can find all of my social media links, get updated on what's new, and even check out some of my books that can help you learn even further. Check back with us next time. See you then.